Good afternoon. Welcome residents, team members, and guests to our National Women's History Month program. The National Women's History Alliance announced the 2026 Women's History Month theme as Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future. To close out our National Women's History Month, we will speak with GHA women who have shaped, contribute to, or are currently influencing fields connected to sustainability. We will explore the three pillars of sustainability: environmental, economic, social, through the lived experience and expertise of our panel members. There are lots of great women in our history, but I wanted to focus on our fabulous women at Goodwin House Alexandria. Also, on Uniguest, Jennifer has placed slides featuring famous quotes by great women. So let's put our hands together and help me welcome our phenomenal women of GHA. We have resident Betsy Leroux for environmental sustainability. We have Anna Linda Etta, our Director of Environmental Services at Goodwin House Alexandria. We have Katie Ramos, Team Member, Engagement and Outreach Manager for Goodwood Living on Economic Sustainability. We have Jeannie Hobbs, our Benefits Manager of Goodwood Living on Economic Sustainability. We have resident Dr. Marjorie Goss, Social Sustainability. And we have Monica Hudson-Thompson, our Director of Social Work under Social Sustainability. So Monica was unable to join us today, but I will actually be doing Monica's portion today for her, but she was unable to join us. Can y'all rotate the chairs, please? Yeah. Yeah, you're the end. No, she's on the end. Sorry, she moved. Dr. Goss is on the end. Go back. Dr. Goss on the end, yeah. So, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I am Kim Butler. I am the Director of Life Enrichment. So, I have just a couple of public service announcements. Can you all please silence your phones? And then also, at the end of the program, we will have the opportunity after every panelist finishes to have questions and answers. But if you ask one of the panelists a question, please stay to their expertise, because I'm quite sure maybe someone knows the engineer work behind the cockpit of an airplane, but that's not the part that we're talking about. We want to definitely stay on sustainability when we ask any questions. I know you all will probably like to ask Anna about your housekeeper or something like that, but we're going to try to stay within that portion. Okay, so we're going to start with environmental sustainability. And every panelist up here has the expertise. So there are three pillars in sustainability. There is the environmental sustainability, economic sustainability, and social sustainability. So each panel up here will give you their expertise during the time that they were either in that career or in that career right now, and give you some information on how they affected or the question that I'm gonna ask. So what is environmental sustainability? Environmental sustainability is the reasonable use of and protection of natural resources to ensure long-term ecological balance without compromising future generations. The core principles are conservation of natural resources, reducing pollution and waste, protecting biodiversity, supporting renewable resources, and long-term thinking. So our first panelist, which is resident Betsy LaRue, we ask, in what ways have you or did you contribute to shaping a sustainable future throughout your career, and what did you do?
Good afternoon. I worked under the Clean Water Act virtually my whole career. I started at the local level, moved to the state level, and ended up at the federal level here in Washington, always under the Clean Water Act, which governs our rivers, lakes, and streams and wetlands. I came to EPA in 1979, so that was right at the end of the Carter administration. EPA is a tiered system. There's the feds. We sit in Washington and do nothing, as feds do. Basically, we write all the rules and regulations. The states who issue the permits under the Clean Water Act, and then local governments that actually implement those permits. So it's a tiered system. And we sit up here, and like I say, and just write stuff. When Teresa asked me what was the one thing, the day she talked to me, she said, what was the one thing you did that had the most impact on the environment? And I said, this. It's 2 pages long, all of 2 pages long, and it's the National Municipal Policy of 1984. And the Clean Water Act was passed in '72, and all of our sewage treatment plants were supposed to come into compliance with permits. It didn't happen, of course. So in 1984, when Bill Ruckelshaus came back to the agency, he said, we're going to get all these secondary treatment facilities in place, and we're going to do it right away. So he issued this policy. It's a policy, it's not a regulation, because the regulations were already out there. So all this did was say, you better get busy and obey the law under the regulations that are out there. So the biggest impact would be, I got crap out of our water. So that's we did a lot of other things at EPA, but the biggest single impact would be that particular policy and the actions that occurred underneath it.
Thank you, Betsy. And now we have Anna, the Director of Environmental Services at GHA. Same question. In what ways have you or did you contribute to shaping a sustainable future throughout your career?
I think in my 20 years of career for Environmental Services Director, I have created urgency when it comes to our environmental. So with that, I have provided education to not only team members, residents, and the communities that I have served for the many, many years. I started this not only in my career as an environmental service director, I started it when I was a teacher. So we all know how it's difficult to learn, to actually try to teach a little kid how we can recycle. right? It is absolutely difficult to absolutely do it right now for us. And that is one of the things that I've been doing for my entire life. I have created recycling paperworks and recycling trainings for many, many communities that I have worked, as a Sunrise Senior Living, as a Ginger Cove Senior Living as well, and now here. But I can tell you one thing. This is the first community that I do feel that we take it seriously and that we all are aware of how important it is, the environment. And it's not only for us right now living here, it's for our kids, our grandkids, and their kids, right? So that's been my biggest contribution has been always creating ways for residents, team members, and every community to learn a little bit more when it comes to the environmental situations that we live every day, and to focus the sustainability and practicing that every single day, because it's not just a little bit of what we do, oh, maybe that doesn't work. No, it does work. So it just step by step, we want to make sure we do that change that maybe we not get to see, but our kids will. So that is what is important for me, what I have done.
Thank you. Thank you. So environmental sustainability, why it matters. It supports clean air, water, climate stability, a long-term resource availability essential for human beings. So now we're going to go on to economic stability. And so economic stability ensures long-term financial stability while using resources responsibly and supporting the future generation. Can you click that for me? I'm sorry. The core principles: long-term financial stability, effective use of resources, fair and stable employment, investing in innovation and technology, balancing profit with responsibility. So now we're going to hear from Katie Ramos, who's the team member engagement and outreach manager at Goodwin Living. So Katie, in what ways have you or did you contribute to shaping a sustainable future throughout your career?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Kim, for this invitation. I've been part of the Goodwin Living community since 2018, and I've been in this position for about 1 year. And thinking about economic sustainability in the context of my role, I think about Goodwin Living investing in people in a way that allows them to thrive, not just today, but long term. In the field of senior living and healthcare services, our team members are essential. Economic sustainability isn't just about our financial systems, it's about making sure our team members feel valued and equipped to succeed. One of the biggest ways that we support our team members is through our programs that are made possible thanks to the generous donors to the Goodwin Living Foundation. In my role, I actively work to make sure team members know these resources exist, feel comfortable accessing them, and I do this by building trust, communicating clearly, and helping team members navigate the process. So I believe some of us are familiar with all the different offerings through the foundation, but we do offer tuition assistance, clinical loan repayment. We assist with citizen application fees. We also help with renewals for DACA, work permits, and green cards. And last, we offer emergency financial grants for those team members who may be experiencing an unexpected financial hardship. These programs are impactful because they provide financial assistance and they create opportunities. We're able to help team members grow personally and professionally. Another way that I contribute to economic sustainability is by leading our award-winning non-clinical internship program. Once again, thanks to the generous donors to the Goodwin Living Foundation, we offer a variety of internship opportunities in a variety of departments. Sustainability isn't just about supporting the team members we have today, but it's about building a workforce for the future. And our internships are year-round opportunities. Up on the slide is some departments where we host interns, such as brain health, human resources, life enrichment, marketing, communications, finance. We have culinary, so a huge variety of internship opportunities. By working with the department supervisors, we were able to create meaningful, intentional experiences, including professional development workshops. We help students to gain skills, build confidence, and explore unexpected career paths in senior living. At the same time, we're preparing the next generation of professionals to support older adults. A unique part of our internship program is our resident mentors, who are paired with interns and share their experience, guidance, and insight throughout the cohort. Both mentors and interns learn from each other and build meaningful intergenerational connections. And you'll see on this slide, you might recognize Judy. She's one of our mentors and an intern from last summer. By the way, if you're interested in becoming a mentor yourself, I think our liaison, Pat, is here today. So please chat with her if you're interested in becoming a mentor. I feel honored to help foster our culture and environment where team members feel supported, empowered, and prepared to thrive, which is at the heart of economic sustainability. Looking ahead, my focus as the team member engagement and outreach manager is to continue building this foundation by helping team members utilize the wonderful foundation benefits we offer, while also supporting programs and partnerships that prepare the next generation to support older adults. Economic sustainability starts with people. When we invest in our team and our interns, we're not just supporting them today, we're building a stronger, more resilient future for everyone. I'm really grateful to be part of the Goodwin Living community and to make a difference every day by connecting with team members and interns, helping to build a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we have Jeannie Hobbs. Jeannie, what is the abbreviation in your title HRIS stands for?
I know I get that a lot. It stands for Human Resources Information Systems. So my first job is I'm in charge of the database that manages all of our team members. So that's how they get paid. It's everything related to their employment through that system. It's called ADP, Workforce Now.
Okay, so this is Jeannie Hobbs. She is the Human Resources Informational System and Benefits Manager at Goodwin Living. Same question, in what ways have you or did you contribute to shaping a sustainable future throughout your career?
So I would like to first start off by thanking Katie, because Katie and I are in this up here together. We both work with our team members and offer or assist with benefits. Katie's branch of benefits is related more to the foundation, but the ultimate goal is the same. We want to educate, we want to bring forth whatever we can to help our team members use these benefits, which, by the way, we have a huge array of benefits. If I haven't talked with you before about benefits, I would love to do that sometime. But I present at each of our new employee orientation classes, and it's about 20 minutes talking about, and this is just a high-level overview of our benefits. There's so many. So we are very fortunate. We have a strategy team led by Rob Liebrecht and Fran Casey, who is our boss, and they are always asking the question, what is it we need to do with our benefits to support, honor, and uplift our team members? They are asking that question all the time. And they have outside of the box answers sometimes. I mean, it's just crazy the way their minds think, and it's energizing because I'm honored to be able to help our team members with their benefits. And so as their benefits manager, it is my job to help them understand, like Katie said, understand what their benefits are and how to use them. So what I do, and we are a team of 2. I have a young lady named Charnel Page who works with me, and we are the benefits team. And what we do is reach out to the team members from day one, even from before folks start with Goodwin Living. We've reached out to them to talk to them about their benefits and help them get enrolled. And one of the wonderful things that we do, and I do like this for economic sustainability, is we used to have a 60-day waiting period for our health insurance, and it's now 30 days or less. So people don't have to wait. Why does that help? Well, if they come to us without health insurance, now they will have health insurance. Or if they've left an employer where they're carrying over that health insurance, which costs a lot of money, by offering them this benefit earlier, we're helping them to save that money. So saving money, definitely an economic sustainability action right there. Another thing that we have is our 401k benefit, and this really helps our team members to hopefully retire one day. I frequently say, do you want to work well into your retirement years? Do you have the money saved up? And our 401k really is the vehicle to do that. And so my job, again, is to help educate people. What is the 401k? What can you do? Well, how much can you afford to put into your 401k? And help them to, like Katie said, build the trust, because people don't want to invest in something that they don't understand. So we do have to build that trust with them, which I'm really pleased with. That's one of the things I love about my job, is developing those relationships with people. And so that people will feel comfortable building their future in a retirement fund to help themselves, to help their family members. There's more to this as well. Talking about retention of our team members, our benefits really do help us to retain our team members so that they can stay with us long term. And we frequently even see people bring their family members. I think in dining services, we have quite a few parents, children. I know I myself had 2 children working here. I still have one who works here. So this is a great place for economic sustainability, and I am really honored with that.
Thank you. Thank you. So economic sustainability, why it matters. It creates resilient economies, support community well-being, and fund social and environmental progress. So now we're gonna go to social sustainability. Social sustainability focuses on equity, inclusion, and well-being across generations by meeting basic human needs and supporting healthy communities. The core principles are equity and fairness, human rights and safety, community well-being, inclusion and belonging, cultural preservation, and social resilience. So we have Dr. Marjorie Goss. We're going to ask you the same question. In what ways have you did you contribute to shaping a sustainable future through your career?
Thank you, Kim. I'm very fortunate to have had several opportunities to contribute to women's health. But I first had to get into medical school at a time when very few women were being admitted to medical school. But on the second try, I finally got in, and I went into the specialty of obstetrician gynecologist. So 2 particular contributions to women's health that I recall are that I was invited to serve on the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA administration's advisory committee. And I am happy to say that it was my committee that approved the first over-the-counter birth control pill. That was a real breakthrough. It was a remarkable achievement from my perspective. It allowed women and teenage girls to buy this pill over the counter without going to a doctor's office, without getting a prescription, and without parental consent. And so I think that was extremely important event in our society. As we all know, teenagers have been having sex for centuries. But who is usually left holding the baby? We know, right? The girl. The guy can sort of disappear and be scot-free, but the girl is often left holding the baby. So she may have to drop out of high school or be sent away to another community to save face. I think people have come to accept these things a little more than they did 20 years ago. But anyway, the girl usually had to give up either high school or be sent away to a community. So she paid this price, but now she can get an over-the-counter contraceptive pill without a prescription. And I think this was a major breakthrough, and it was because of the FDA committee approving this, because it was so safe. The only reason a woman should not use this one particular pill would be if she's had a history of breast cancer. Otherwise, it's very safe for both women and teenage girls. A second opportunity I had was to serve as a principal investigator for the federally sponsored women's health initiatives. This study was the largest, and it is still coming to an end soon though. This study is one of the largest and longest studies on midlife women's health. It started in 1991 and is still ongoing. Over 2,500 publications have been built on the data from the Women's Health Initiative. And I believe there are some women in GHA who are participating in this. And I do know of one person in particular. I don't know if Luella is in the room today, but she is still, having started in 1991, been a part of this research study that has produced so much data. So she deserves a round of applause. If you see her, congratulate her. So anyway, this has been a very, very nice thing for me to have been part of these activities.
Thank you. So we have been fortunate to be graced by Hillary. How do you say your last name? Wurzbach. She is coming to speak for social sustainability for Monica that was unable to be here today. So Hillary, the question is, in what way have you or did you contribute in shaping a sustainable future throughout your career? So are you speaking for Monica or yourself?
So I'm speaking for myself. Monica gave me a very nice outline. Some ideas and our careers mirrored each other, so that helped. Her input helped considerably. But I have been fortunate enough in my almost 20-year career as a social worker, been able to focus on healthcare and working with older adults and assisting them through and their families to navigate changes in their health and cognition, through emotional support, education, and linking services that will enable them to live as independently as possible. And here at Goodwin House, Alexandria, I assist with a family support group for the adult children of family members who are in the small houses. I was also a community social worker. I worked for Fairfax County, and I met with older adults, disabled adults in their homes to see how Medicaid programs could support them or how Fairfax County programs could support them. And that was a really wonderful opportunity to help people stay where they were the most happy in their homes, and to have some extra support and Medicaid funded programs to bolster them. I have been on the forefront of a quality of life initiative. I was working with Goodwin House Bailey's Crossroads when the Creating Home program was started, and really put our thinking caps on to say, how can we be more home-like and make the rooms more adaptable. And Goodwin House Alexandria really took the reins and created the small houses, which is really lovely to then come back and see the other side of the initiative, and that you know, it's a program that we started about 10 years ago, and that it's still working well with our older adults. And I am also fortunate enough to help with education. So I have been a licensed clinical social worker for about 7 years, and I provide clinical supervision to upcoming social workers, which is a really great opportunity, and it really keeps my skills sharp. They ask so many interesting questions. So I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity, and I've ushered maybe 4 or 5 social workers through the process, which seems like a small number, but it takes 2 years. So I've been very proud of you know, their work, and then you know, working with them now as clinical social workers. So I've been very fortunate in my career working with older adults, and I thank you for letting me work with you and your loved ones.
Thank you. So I know Monica really wanted to be here, so I actually asked her to send me what she was going to say. So I'm going to read off what Monica was going to say, and I'm going to read it in first person, so I won't have to keep saying she. Under healthcare, the majority of my career, I have worked with older adults, assisting them and their families to navigate the changes in their health and cognition through emotional support, education, and linking to services that will enable them to live as independently as possible. Here at GHA, that is through individual meetings, sessions with family, support groups such as Parkinson's, low vision support groups, and care coordination. Community well-being. In DC, I worked for the Medical House Call program for 12 years. There I was tasked with providing nursing home level of care services to people through the Medicaid waiver program. The social workers applied for and oversaw the services that allowed individuals to remain in their lifelong homes, but still receive the day-to-day care they needed. As part of that practice, we also applied for services that would improve the conditions of their housing. Example of residents with a roof caving in. These efforts helped individuals remain in the communities they loved and supported families in their effort to provide care to their loved ones at home. Quality of life initiatives. Participation in DC's Long-Term Care Coalition attempted to improve the provision of services in their city. I was particularly focused on improving the Medicare waiver services, and during my time there, we were able to expand the number of hours provided per day for residents who needed total care. And education, training and supervision of social work interns and new social workers throughout my career. Also education of family members, friends on dementia, both one-on-one. Another example is the dementia-friendly training. And that was from Monica. So, social sustainability, why does it matter? It strengthens communities, promotes equality, improves quality of life, and supports long-term social stability. So, do anyone have a question for anyone on our panel? Any questions that you would like to ask anyone on the panel? I have a question up here.
Well done. My question is for Betsy. I did not realize you were with the EPA, and as you know, there's been a lot of conversation about PFAS in the water. And I'm just curious if you have any knowledge or recommendations with that.
Well, that's the combined sewer overflow. You're talking about
The Occoquan Reservoir.
yeah. If you look at a map, it's all of these combined sewer overflows, which combine both sewage and rainwater, they're all in the Northeast. they're a holdover from the late 1800s, and it's very, very expensive to fix them. I mean, I'm sure all of you have seen projects, probably the one here in Alexandria with these enormous concrete tubes that they're trying to get this under control. I don't know exactly what happened in that particular incident, but I know it's just a very difficult, very expensive infrastructure issue to get control of.
Marjorie. Marjorie's my neighbor. Marjorie, what would you say is the most important health concern for women that we need to be sure that we are educated about? Women of in our age group. What is the most important health issue that we need to be knowledgeable and paying attention to?
Well, that's a tough one because there are a lot of things we have to think about, more and more things than we used to think about when we were younger. So I think eating healthy for sure, maintaining a good range in your weight, staying active, both physically and mentally, and have friends and people that you can socialize with. Not everybody has that.
Well, you're good at all those things. You're a model. Do you think, is heart health at this point a bigger problem for women than cancer?
I haven't seen the data on that.
Okay.
We have a question over there.
Since we no longer have Roe v. Wade, do you think the current administration's impact on dealing with those kinds of issues, are teenagers still allowed to purchase medications? Are doctors still allowed to prescribe this kind of medication under threat? I mean, what you people did was magnificent, but does that still exist right now? And is there anybody working on it to help these young people?
Yes, it's still it's still in operation, and there's this one pill I think that is on the market that is so easy. You take the same pill every day, no breaks, and so that's easy. You don't have to keep track of it. Oh, well, is this my time off of the pill, and that kind of thing. So it's a very simple pill that teenagers and older women can use. Only the exception is a woman who's had breast cancer should not be using hormonal pills. It's a very easy one to take, same pill every day. So.
Well, we're talking about birth control, not abortion. So birth control is still legal. I don't know how long that will last. But anyway, my question is back to environmental sustainability. And I feel guilty every time I put plastic in the trash can. And there's so much plastic. And I wondered if, what you could suggest that we do to reduce plastic use.
Well, I think we are doing it. As a dining services department is purchasing products that we can recycle. And I know doesn't seem like it's a lot, but we are making a difference in that point. I will suggest to follow our guidelines that we work so hard to show you guys and to teach you how to use it. And if you don't know how to use it, please come to me and I will be very happy to have a one-on-one with you so we can go through all the recycling bins. They will have pictures and guidelines on it.
I'm Pat Gottemeller. I'd like to address comments to a couple of you on the panel. Thank you, Katie, for mentioning the mentoring program, and I am the liaison, the resident liaison here for the mentor program. So as Katie mentioned, if any of you are interested in becoming a mentor to one of these young interns, please do let me know. Thank you, Katie. And Anna, you just mentioned the very important work that the Environmental Services Department has done, working with the Environmental Services Committee to develop the guidelines for recycling. And we on the Green Team try to then educate the residents as to how to use those and implement those. So we are going to, in the next few weeks, regrettably violate our philosophy of not using excess paper, and we are actually going to give every resident a paper copy of the guidelines, the Green Team best practices, and also a visual paper that describes recycling practices for those who prefer something that's a little more visual than just text material. So you can look forward to that in the next few weeks in your mailboxes just before Earth Day. And for Betsy LaRue, I don't know how we've missed out having you at our Green Team meetings. We'd love to have you. So thank you very much for all your contributions.
Any other question? Did you have another question? Meredith has one too.
I'm just going to tack on to Pat. In Virginia, are you aware that there is mixed plastic recycling in the business office where you can put all that plastic overwrap? Okay, good. Lament that we have to do it so much. You're absolutely right. Yeah. So much comes to us wrapped up in plastic. Okay.
Hang on.
Hang on. Who's talking? I don't think you can have any black writing or on the plastic. What? Black writing?
Oh, she said black writing?
Print?
Print.
Is that right?
Anna?
I'm not completely sure, so I'm not going to say something that I am not 100% sure. Let me find out that, and I will go back to you all.
Okay.
Okay, my question is for Jeannie, and I had to write it down, sorry. What advice would you give someone like me who's just starting their career when it comes to making the most out of the 401k?
Wow, I love that question. Thank you for asking that. I wish everybody had that on the tips of their tongues. What I told my children when they were young, just start with whatever you can. And there is an auto-enrollment feature in our plan. And most people don't opt out, which is really nice. I would also go for the full 4% contribution so that you can take advantage of the match that Goodwin Living provides. If you can afford to do more, why not, if you can? That's about the extent of the advice I'm allowed to give. But I would also recommend just call principal. You can ask them some questions as well. We do put articles in the Team Update newsletter. The Team Update website has information, plus the principal website itself has lots of information as well. But yeah, I always do say, and everybody agrees, if the earlier you start, the better off you'll be. Yeah, you bet.
Hi, this question is for Jenny again. Jenny, I want you to explain to me what's covered under disability and also life insurance at GHA, please.
So I'm not sure if that's a question I would answer offline, as it's not directly related to what this panel is talking about, but I absolutely will come talk to you after that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions? No? Oh, yeah.
My question is for Betsy. What is something the EPA does that people might not know about, but that's very, very important to sustainability?
Well, remember, I'm water. EPA is very what we call siloed by our legislation. It's Clean Water Act, it's Clean Air Act, it's CERCLA, which is recycling. So I don't know much about anything but water. We do both point sources, which are things that get permits. They're pipes. They're pipes where you can actually control or monitor the discharge that's coming out. The bigger issue these days, I mean, one of the reasons I think this is one of the most impactful things I did is because it did happen in 1984. It's much easier to control anything that comes out of a pipe than it is runoff, which are called non-point sources. So that's your stormwater, that's your confined animal feeding operations, it's your CSO, your combined sewers. It's everything else, and it's very difficult and very expensive to control those non-point sources. I don't know how else. Actually, it's interesting tidbit, I don't only do water, but there was a law passed in 1977 called the Toxics Release Inventory, which accomplished more than probably everything we did under the Clean Water Act, simply by forcing industrial producers to report publicly their discharges, everything that was coming out of their pipes. They had to publish it, and you could read it every day. Every year you could read the TRI. And that bad publicity of everything that they were discharging actually forced them to take action. It was much more effective than our permitting system. So.
Okay, so this is going to be a less controlled question for the panelists. What last advice would you give to the audience on environmental sustainability? Advice.
Our biggest losses are wetlands. I have no advice because the problem is the definition of wetlands, and it's been argued and argued and argued and argued and litigated for 20 years now. And we've lost 60% of our wetlands. So anything you can do to protect any wetlands would be extremely helpful. I don't know whether anybody here has any property that has wetlands on it, but they desperately need protection.
Anna. Yes. Same question.
Same question.
Advice for environmental.
Think about the future, and do the right thing in the present. That's what I will advise when it comes to the environmental. It's very important, and if we don't do it, it's not gonna be here for too long. So that's my advice.
Thank you. Advice, Katie.
Oh, I forgot I had the microphone. Similar to Anna, I would just say invest in our future workforce by becoming a mentor, see Pat at the end. Invest in the benefits that we offer, such as through the Goodwin Living Foundation. We really want to support our future workforce through programs like our internships and support our team members through all our wonderful benefits that we have.
Jeannie, some advice.
Well, I would say yes to what Katie said, but to add to that, because you all interact with our team members every day, just talk to them and suggest ways that they might want to take advantage. Make sure you understand the benefits that are offered to you. Are you saving enough for retirement? Are you taking advantage of all of the different benefits? I forgot to mention a couple. We have some financial benefits that are little known, but that really will help team members to save or understand how to save for a future large expense, such as a house or retirement. That's a benefit that many team members don't realize we even have. So just, hey, are you taking advantage of those benefits that Goodwin Living offers? I understand there's a lot of them. If they don't know, send them my way. I would love to talk to them.
Dr. Goss, any final advice under social sustainability?
Just, it depends on your family and how your family communicates with each other, but I would certainly advocate for having couples who are starting teenage years to educate their children about, I'm sorry, this is better, to educate the children and make sure that they are being protected for their social behavior.
And Hillary.
Thank you so much. My advice would be to look outside of the Goodwin House doors and how we can aid and support the seniors in our community. The two organizations that come to mind are the Shepherd Center, which provides volunteer help to get seniors to doctor's appointments, or Fairfax County has an office, Volunteer Solutions, that does the same thing. So how can we cast a wider net to help our seniors outside of Goodwin House?
I would like to thank you all for being a part of this panel on our last event for National Women History Month. Thank you. You can stand. And I would like to thank everyone for coming today. We are going to see our panelists out. And thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Jennifer, hit it.
In numbers too big to ignore, and I know too much to go.